so I don't forget. So yes, we're going to have fun today with this picture. I'm excited. And I've been kind of I was thinking about doing something with water, but next month I kind of wanted to go over that because it looks like next month we're going to be doing marsh, streams, and reflections. So that's going to be fun because I thought, well, I could do a sunset with the water and the reflection, but that's going to be leading into next month. And so I've got quite a few marsh pictures. My sister lives out in Boston, so right, East Coast marshes, so pretty. We don't have
family very conveniently located for this,
right? So, matter of fact, it's funny, Jeannie, because she's been sending me pictures. I'm like, oh yeah, send me more marsh pictures. And then I'll send this list of our subjects for the year. But if you guys have pictures you are interested in and really want to paint it, please send them over. I mean, we can all. I'm very open to what you guys want to do too. This is your class just as much as mine. So, you know, it's one thing to just learn the basics, but I think you guys have been really pushing hard. So we might be able to just kind of push even harder into some different subjects. I think this one, again, zooming in, there's a lot of layers of color in this picture, just like our last sunset. And one thing I did notice was if you look at the picture right here on the edge of that mountain, there's this, you have the yellow bright sun setting, but then it has like this orangey glow underneath it. And so I love that part of it. I like to try to capture those little bits of bright colors because I think it adds so much to your painting and it definitely sets the mood. So I think this is a little bit of something I would like to emphasize, and I'm going to show you kind of how to get that bright color without drawing a line, because that's kind of what you want to do is put your mountain in and then draw a bright glow, and it's not going to look right. So, and I've kind of learned that in painting so much that even like with trees is a perfect example. You have the sun setting. Hi, Sandra. And the sun setting, and you want to draw the tree and then paint in the bright color around it. And sometimes that doesn't work. So we just have to pay attention to the actual subject and how we can get that glow. So I'm kind of going to focus a little bit on that. And then, man, the colors up in the sky are like unreal. My picture that I printed out here, like I said, my printer isn't that great here at home. So I'm going to refer to my picture here on my phone. But let's have some fun with that blending like we did last week, because there's so many gradations from that real hot pink into the purple and then almost some blue in the sky. And so I just want you to have fun. And you can put as much detail down in the foreground with the trees. You can leave it even black, like a silhouette, which would be kind of cool. I think Cindy is going to be using the black UArt. Have any of you used that before? So UArt came out with, with black sanded paper, and I have not used much of it. I do have a large sheet. I did order a large sheet of it to try it out, but this would be a really fun one to do on the black, because it just pops those colors. Like, they make them really, really bright. So I decided not to do an underpainting today, but if you'd like to, you can. I'm also not going to worry about every little peak in the mountain. This is going to be I want you guys to just have a loose working with blending with your pastel colors. Trying not to do the blending too much with the finger, but try to do it with your pastels together, side by side. So meaning like, and we've been kind of talking about this too, but really trying to blend, like if you have the orange here, and then you want to bring in your lighter orange. And so you're just working those edges and creating those really soft edges without using your finger. And see how you can get that really soft blending. And you can get that without doing this with your finger. And it's not super easy, but that's what I would like you guys to try to work on, because it's going to help when we start moving into the water piece. Because we're going to be really paying attention to the direction of using our pastel with those reflections in the water. So with the blending and trying not to use our finger too much. And let's see, I might have my little blending tool somewhere around here. I try not to use it too much if I don't have to. I'd like to try to use just my pastels for blending. I don't know what happened to it. So anyhow, does anyone have any questions before we get going?
What size paper are you using for this, Marie?
Oh, this is a 9x12. It is out of the Pastel Mat. It's like a pad, book pad. It comes with different colors.
Okay. Thank you.
The blue and this wine color is probably one of my favorites. So I tend to like using the Pastel Mat. I know Sandra loves Pastel Mat too. It's just different. I used a Color Fix paper, I want to say, yesterday, and it is definitely something you have to, let me see. This is one that I was just playing around with. And can you see it has a border around it? But this is something you almost have to blend. It forces you to blend with your finger or your tool a little bit more because it has so much texture, which actually I don't mind, but I felt like it was a little harder just using the sticks to blend side by side. So paper does affect when you're painting for sure. So Pastel Mat, I find I can blend a little easier if I'm not doing an underpainting. I like using the UArt when I do an underpainting, but this is what I hope that for those who can get a hold of the paper that I'm talking about to try it out. And I think Dakota Pastels, I think their website, you can get samples of paper sent to you.
Okay.
But I'll look at.
Yeah, you can. But if you can get a Pastel Mat, it's so much better.
Yeah.
And they have different sets. Like I'm opening this set because it's got like a black. I don't have the one that you have with a blue because I always buy the same set, which I think is #1 because I love the gray, the light gray.
Yeah.
Yes. This is the anthracite, however you say it, anthracite.
Yes. So that is a good point. I do, like I said, I have a big sheet of UArt 500 in the black, and I'm going to cut it up into pieces, and you can do that. You can get a larger sheet and ship it, and sometimes it's probably more cost effective. But for this, I'm just going to do the Pastel Mat. Something to keep in mind too, you can see that I already drew an outline here. And I have found, instead of using the edge of my paper, when I draw a box on my paper, it's easier for me to see where I'm laying in my shapes. And it also gives me an opportunity to have an area where I can test out my colors. It also gives me an opportunity to say, actually, I think I need a little more space down here, and I can drop that line a little bit. I have found that if I just use the outside of this paper as my box, it's not as simple in trying to get things to look proportionate. For whatever reason, this box just really can set the edges for me. And so I also, when I printed out this picture, it's more in a square format, so rather than like a panoramic. So that's something also to think about when you print out your picture, or you're thinking about how you want compositionally, if you're cropping it. You know, always keeping that composition elements in mind. Rule of thirds. Where's my eye going? You know, what am I trying to say about this? I think all of you are journalists, right? Writers? No, not everyone. Okay. I was trying to think of like a way to make sense, because I know like when in your writing, you have this purpose, right? You want someone to learn something or see something or read something. It's like you're painting. You want your viewer to look at something, and that's your focal point. And how are we going to get that viewer to your focal point? It's the same thing about our painting, the same thing about writing a story. So I was trying to think in my mind how to explain it. And this one, it actually cropped more of a square, and that is why I did more of a square here versus a long panoramic. Or, you know, maybe I wanted to just do a smaller piece, and you can, but I had the paper, and so I figured I'd just do it this way. But it is important, if you print it out and crop it, to proportionately have your pastel paper correct, because if you sketch it out on a 2.5 inch by a 3 inch, and then you go to transfer it onto a larger piece of paper and you don't have it proportionally right, it's not going to look right. For down the road, that's something we really want to focus on, and I can teach you how to do that. I have a proportional wheel here. It's a scale. And I do use this when I'm doing my sketches in my book. So when I'm doing, you know, my sketch, and it's, you know, usually it's 2.5 by 3 inches, and I can come in here and say, okay, if it's 2 inches, 2.5 inches, and 3 inches, okay, my proportion, and I want it 12 inches long. Okay, well, it needs to be this wide by 12 inches. So you are literally transferring your sketch to proportional, and it will look exactly how you have it laid out. And that is so important down the road. For right now, we're just learning all the basics and learning the composition elements. But I do want to teach you guys how to do that, because going down the road, when you have someone that says, can you paint this for me? Or you want to paint it and it's now not looking right. It's not the structures aren't looking right. It's not fitting in. You end up squishing things in, and it's not laying right. That's because your proportion's off. So just food for thought for today. But let's get started. I'm going to use my little new pastel like I always do, and I'm going to just mass in the subject. Kind of have, you know, keep in mind of our halfway point, right? So we have our halfway, and then we've got our landmass down here, right? Well, it's kind of like where the snow stops. It kind of comes down the mountain, and then my printout's not. It's kind of dark here, but I believe that's where the ground is, and then of course the mountain. So I'm just going to mass in these shapes here. You can follow along, or you can wait until we're done. And I'm
These
not
are the
doing,
mountains rather
Yeah.
than the trees.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I'm just doing the mountains. And like I said, I'm not going to do exact the mountain peaks. This is just getting our values, our temperatures right. And so again, just looking at our lights and darks. I have my Molly as my little helper today. And she's trying to chew my tape. And it is kind of, I think, perspective wise, having these trees come up past this line gives you a sense of depth. So I'm going to leave those trees in. I'm just kind of using the edge. It kind of goes off to the side, doesn't it? Kind of weird tree. It's one thing up there, it's not trees like here. They're straight and the limbs aren't full boughs. Spruce. Try not to get our trees the same height. So this is something to keep in mind when we have trees that are about the same height and they're not crossing this line here. You know, I probably would make one a little bit shorter than the other, so they're not even. Just something to think about. You could even make this come up. One thing is that if we did, it would kind of fight for the attention, I guess, of this telephone pole. And I kind of like that pole there. So I may keep that in there, put it in here and see. So I think I'm going to keep this tree a little bit shorter so it doesn't compete. And lots of peaks in the mountains. Right now they're up there, they're having a lot of the northern lights.
My favorite.
You what?
My favorite. The last lesson, Northern Lights.
Yes,
Definitely.
you did. You did. That's on my bucket list to go see the northern lights.
Yeah.
I bet you have them there in Poland, right?
No, it's not north enough, is it?
Not north enough?
No, not so much.
Darn.
You need to go to Scandinavia.
Okay. Yeah.
We get in Michigan.
You get them in Michigan? Yeah, I guess we get
up
them
north.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're farther up. I mean, I guess we have them here in Oregon too, but I haven't seen them, so. Okay. I'm going to send this picture over here. And then this is a picture just in case if, and I didn't I've been working on a couple pastel paintings and finishing up a commission painting. So I didn't necessarily pick out a complete palette, but I do have some here that I can show you selected. These, I was kind of using these on another painting. I figured, well, these look fairly close to what we got going on. I can dig around for some others, but I think what, thinking about where to start, because we just have to start somewhere. I might start on the mountain. It's almost like a purpley blue, isn't it? How about everyone send in their sketch, see where I'm just kind of putting in at the way that swirling at the top. So cool. Good. So good touch, Rainey. That's nice. On some of your trees, go ahead and we want to just be careful of having them the same distance apart, right? Remember how I was talking about doing a tree and then we have another tree and it's the same. We call them little soldiers. So what we want to do is we want to keep those trees at different heights and not evenly spaced. So I would throw in maybe another tree to the left next to your bigger tree, Tashwini. That looks good. Ooh, look at Jeannie. Yeah. Right now that actually makes me think of like a New Mexico, like a desert. That's going to be fun.
My favorite part is always the underpainting because I love the magic of the alcohol changing.
Isn't it so cool?
I just love that. So
I love it too. And
I didn't want one this time, but I was like, I want to.
No, and I love it. One thing we're going to do a lot with the marshes and the streams. I think that really helps too. I'm with you. Sometimes the underpainting's like, I love it better than my actual finished painting. I hate to say. So, this is going to be fun. For those who don't know me as well, I love bright colors. So, yeah. Matter of fact, the painting that is getting delivered today, I'll show it to you because he said I could do what I wanted. And so I said, okay. And hi, Molly. Hi. I know. Yes. Thank you. It is bright. Can you see? Maybe I'll have to back it up. The light shining on. Anyhow, it's him, 2 linemen. He's a lineman. And it's for a remembrance of his friend. And it was in a sunset. And so his friend has since passed away. So I just did this. So he's coming to pick it up.
That's really nice. I like that.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Because I was looking at the
I
other.
didn't see it.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'll take it.
Looking at
I
your
think I
pink
have
thing.
a photo of it when that I just finished. Yeah, it's always like, oh, maybe I don't. Here, hold on, Sandra. I guess I need to take a picture, don't I?
No, you can just lift it up. Oh, wow. Oh, that's amazing, the
that's
colors.
great.
Yeah, guess you can't see very well, huh? But yeah, bright colors, huh?
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I did one that and then another painting for him. Actually, he's now done 3 paintings with me, but this one was totally
You can't
different.
sit here.
What was that?
Oh, the cat is sitting right, like almost on my painting. I'm trying to move him along.
Oh, your cat.
Yes.
All right, let's see. Good, Mira. Good. Good, Julia. Very nice. Good, Linda. Oh, pretty. Hi. Good, well, this is fun. This is going to be fun. Yeah. So, good, Janet. Ooh, I like the blues. I like your, did you tone your paper? Cool.
Yeah, I toned it with navy blue.
Okay, Molly, no.
You have a similar problem.
Well, she's licking my, I have a dog painting I'm doing for someone. She's licking it.
Oops. I have one of my youngest cats is very attracted to watercolor paper because it's got sizing on it, which is made from animals. So God knows what it smells like to him, but he's very intrigued by it.
Really? I had no idea.
Kind of lick it. Yeah, there is you can get some that doesn't have animal sizing, but it's very expensive in this country.
Jeez. Okay, let's get, I'm going to start in down here on the bottom of the, down in this area. So it's almost the right color, isn't it? It's like a purpley color. Very, very light. And it's okay. If you go over this dividing line that I put in, to kind of just give us an idea of where that snow line, we do want to cover up that line. And you can go over some of the trees too. Just like sky holes, we'll come back in and carve out that piece too. So I'm just lightly drifting over this purpley, it's almost like a periwinkle. And I am getting rid of that line. And like I said, it's okay to go above it because when we bring in our lighter color over it, that's okay. It's a back and forth with our colors. I'm just kind of using the edge here and a little bit of negative painting. And one thing I'm noticing already that I said don't do is I have these areas that are all just spaced out so evenly. It's just something, it's so easy to do.
What kind of blue are you using?
Let me take a picture.
Thank you. Is it like periwinkle?
Yeah. Here. Kind of It's like a purpley blue. It looks more blue in my hand right there, but it's actually has more of a purple.
Right.
So that's interesting. So I'll go ahead and take a picture here because that's that you see. See how it looks a little more purple?
Oh, yes, it does. Completely
Yeah.
different
Yeah,
on the paper.
yeah. So that's right. So just that's why we test on the side here, because it does look different in your hand than when you go and put it on here on the paper. I'm gonna have to turn this. Hopefully that doesn't.
What? To where?
Too bright here. There. Okay.
And
That way I can see. It's like a hazy, misty, almost a darker blue down in here. Down on the bottom. Go ahead and you can send in your pictures. I can look at it. And if you don't have this, it's okay, right? As long as the value is correct, you're okay. Let me see. Woo, look at you, Sandra. All right. Okay, so
At the bottom, the trees, you covered all the paper, right?
No, I left it dark down here. What I'm gonna do is come in with a darker blue, like a navy blue, and I might even do like a muted, a dark muted purple, because you're thinking about what's in the sky does reflect down on the ground, right? So we've got a lot of pinks and we've got a lot of purples and, you know, warm, and sometimes that's reflected down on our trees and down on the ground. And right now my picture here isn't really showing, but if you zoom in, it almost has more of like a red purple haze to it. So I'm gonna do that a little bit more and emphasize that. But I want to do like a little darker. This is like a dark navy almost. And I'm just going to kind of come in here and reinstate where those trees are. I'm just using a very, very, very light touch and just kind of coming along where the ground is.
Did you use hard pastels at all at the beginning, or
just a new pastel?
And now you're into real pastels?
Yeah,
these pastels?
Okay. I will probably use mostly the semi-hard and soft pastels, and then I'll come in towards the end and use maybe the new pastels for up in the highlights, where these are really bright up into the sky. You can kind of get a little bit, you can get that on the pastel a little bit easier with those hard pastels. And I'm just thinking about the trees, and might come back in with my blue here. Just reestablishing the trees.
Yeah, I kind of lost my trees already.
That's okay. Back and forth, back and forth. And not a problem. That's why I like the new hard pastel. It's nice for trees. Use the edge. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there and go ahead and get some of this mountain. Go with some really fun purple. Very light, just massing it in. Let's see. I just need a darker. This is like a, I'd say has a little bit more red in it. I'm just lightly drifting it. Just right here. Let me see here. Whoops. You're painting sideways, Tashwini. Okay, good. So right now, this is the hardest part, right? Is because the values of the trees and then the base of the mountain, it does seem like it's fairly close. But in order to push that distance from your tree to the base of the mountain, we need to, it gets lighter and bluer and duller as we push into the back of our landscape. So with your blue down on the bottom, Tashwini, I would add a little bit more of that light turquoise blue, just kind of drop it down into that blue a little bit, just to push those trees forward and push your mountain back.
So it should be.
There you go. Yeah. Yep. I'm sorry, what was that?
Sorry, no, I'm a bit lost. So at the bottom should be dark blue, and then as we go higher, lighter blue.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll just send in where I'm at.
Yes, please. Got it.
So that's pushing those mountains to the back. And see, we're building up, right? I'm putting in color and we're layering and layering and layering. Obviously our snow will be the last bit of it. So what's underneath the snow? The mountain. So then we have to think, okay, this mountain range is set back from this mountain range here. And so what we do know, right, is that it's lighter in value. Even though it seems dark, we have to create that perspective, that depth. So our mountains here are going to have a little bit darker color than it is going to have in the back here. And the way we do that is picking out, you know, a darker blue, or what I did is I drifted some of that red, and we're creating a darker here on this mountain range, and then it will be lighter in the back. And when we lay that snow on it, this plane here will push forward from this plane, and then this plane in the front will push even farther forward. So see how we're creating these levels, these planes within our painting. So there's a lot of planning almost, right? Thinking about how are we going to do this? We even have a little mountain range in the very, very back. And so what would we do with that? Well, we've got kind of a darker purple here, a mid-range purple here, and this is going to be a light purple. So I'm going to go, and it's going to be bluer. So I'm going to lay that in here. I'll take a picture. And as we build our layers, it affects the colors in front, so you can see how it shifts things. So let's get in. I feel like we kind of need to get in the sky portion here too. Does anyone have any questions so far? Let's see here. It's kind of a muted. I'm just using this side. Good, Mira.
What color is that one, Marie?
This is kind of like a muted purple. It's got more of a warm tone to it. Hold on. Take a picture here. And so I'll darken it, but I'm thinking I might need to mix. I don't really have exactly the color I want, so I'm looking at mixing, layering the color on top. So I'm probably going to add some of this. I mean, it's just bright. It's like a purple that's got some, you know, red in it almost. Let's see here. That's too bright. That actually might work. See? This is why we have the testing on our paper. So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking down that purple I just put down, and I kind of want to make it just a little bit more purple. And so that's too light. There we go. Yeah. So let me take a picture of what color I just used together. So I didn't really have the right purple. So what I did was I mixed these two to get this. Okay. So I've got a really bright pink. Can you see that on my paper? And even though my printout is not bright pink, but if you go back to our reference photo, it's pretty bright. And I know that I can tone it down. So we always want to go bright, bright, bright in our colors, because we always know we can just knock that color back. So I'm going to have fun and bring in and drift some of this bright pink right in here. Wow. And I actually want to go one, almost the color. Kind of want to bring some of this pink, and I want to go right along the edge of the mountains, just to add a little bit of that pink. Okay. Good, Jeannie. Okay, so where we see that orange and then we move into that pink right about in the center here, you see right about here, this is where we want to make that gradation. There's a lot of gradation right in there. So we want to marry those two colors within each other. And so how do we do that? We're going to take your mid-tone orange, so a little bit lighter, and you're going to come right up along that light pink edge, and you're going to just get those to blend right into each other. So there's no line per se. And what I mean by that, this is hard, you guys. So blending it can be very hard. So what I'm talking about is on Jeannie, she had like a pink, as you can see here, right? And then we had orange, a darker orange. And what we want to do is we want to go between those values to blend. So let's take a lighter orange, and we're going to come right into the center, and we're going to bring that orange here, right? And then we're going to have a light pink, and that's, oops, that's dirty, how we get that gradation. You see how they now are blending right within each other. So it's not just a line of colors. I'll take a picture of what I'm talking about. So this is how we want to work it up in our sky. And that's why we do a very light touch, right? We're always doing light layers. We can get that blending, that real nice blending. And there is, there is like kind of, it looks like a line between that orange and that pink, but we don't want it to be too harsh, because that will take away, it'll pop out too much. Okay, so good job. Like I said, skies are not that easy. There's a lot as we're moving down into the painting, right? We're getting warmer as we get down into the horizon, cooler as we move up. I'm gonna take my orange. Whew, this is gonna be bright. Oh yeah. Bright orange. Not pressing hard. Very light. I'm using the edge. This is the Terry Ludwig, so it's got that square edge that I like. Okay, just what I talked about, going a shade lighter with the orange. And I'm just gonna come just a little bit right above that orange. And then come in with that pink. And mixing with that light pink. Oh yeah. And let's get some purple in there. Okay, hold. I see people are sending in pictures. Just a second here. Okay. Good. So Tashwini, that's where, so see where you have the, ooh, I love that orange. You did a really good job blending right into the mountains. Great job. As you move up, just add a little bit more purple if you can, and work that edge of that pink, that pink and purple. Let's see if I can get the picture down here so you can see. This is always a challenge, isn't it? Always backwards of what you think. But right here in the center of your picture, bringing up just a little bit of that purple, a little bit darker purple as we grade up into the sky. Good. Good job. I'm going to send this to you. You can see the bright orange coming in. Okay. Notice I have not done anything with the mountains yet. I kind of want to get some of this mopped in on the sky a little bit more before I get into the mountains. So I'm going to go in with some yellow here. This is like a real gold. And I'm going to come right below this orange. And kind of lost the, that's okay. It's really intense right down in this area. Okay. pressing a little harder now. Bringing my pink, and I'm running right along the edge of that purple and the orange to blend those two. That's too white. Okay. See? Good. Good, Will. Very nice job with your values. Very nice. And so let's get your trees to not completely look like soldiers, right? Remember, I mean, I just did it down below. I got to fix my trees. They're all looking the same. So
Yeah.
go ahead and maybe combine two of those on the left-hand side into one tree just to kind of break it up a little bit. But that looks really great. And then up in the sky, we're just going to start blending where you have your pink bands. We'll just blend more and more of the purple within the pink so that you don't necessarily see the line, but you can see the movement of the clouds. That looks great. Good job. Yeah. Woo. Nice, Mira. Very nice. Good. Good, Sandra. Very nice. I love it. Good. So one thing, Sandra, if you want to set that middle range right here back just a little bit, you can darken the mountains right here on the side. These right in here.
Right. Okay.
You can darken those.
That's good.
Just a shade darker in the purple, and just lightly drift some darker purple over it. You don't have to do it real deep, and it will move these forward and set this back a little bit. Give you just even a, yeah, beautiful. Very nice blending. I don't know what she ran off with. Yeah, because it's, as we're moving up into here, it's going to be a lot cooler.
You've reconciled me with my Terry Ludwig Maggie Price, which I hated for animals.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they're too soft and crumbly. But they're good for landscape, I find.
The Ludwigs?
Yes.
I actually, I could see how that could be that way. Yeah, that makes sense. Because most of my painting is landscape, and so I could see how that could be a pain.
I like the way they're organized, but which presumably Blue Earth is like that. You know, this kind of you know, like in a sort of family of colors.
Yeah,
I love that.
I realize after every painting we've done, I'm seeing the holes that I need to fill with my pastels. And I'm like, oh, I need this color. And then I think, okay, I really need to learn how to, you know, take what I have, right, and create the color I need. So, but then it's like so fun when you can buy all these different pastel sticks. Ooh, I love it, Cindy. And you're using the black. Okay. The black paper. Wow. Your sky is beautiful. I love it. Good job. So just same thing with trees, right? I know
Yeah,
we just
very
want
cool with
to,
trees.
yeah, we just want to make them, actually your trees look great and I love the black showing through. I like that. I would just say, try maybe combining a couple of your trees together and make a larger tree or covering over it to create more of the mountain piece so that we don't have them all lined up like soldiers down below. That would be my only critique. But I love the letting that black show behind because it shows where those boughs are. I like that. So, ooh, okay, perfect, Sandra. See how that kind of pushed it back? Yeah,
Good.
yeah, yeah. So, if anything, critiquing wise, let's just, I would maybe the trees a little bit, you can bring out a little bit of variation on the width of them. So maybe make one a little wider, but yeah, boy, what a difference that is now. Good, very good. Yeah, I haven't even tended to the trees yet. It is, I mean, there's a lot in this painting. Okay, let me grab the picture here, go back to it. I'm still kind of working into the sky here. And let's see. Like electric. This is just a bright pink, new pastel. Using the side, I'm kind of pressing down a little harder now. Getting the gesture, moving with where that cloud is, kind of wisps off to the side here. And kind of moves. Going up and down. Using the side to blend. And a little more pink. Right along the edge here, because I don't want to have it to be. There we go. Now I'm just using the edge of my pastel and bringing it up to create these little lines. Let's see here.
I've never seen lines like that in the sky.
You see them?
No, yeah, I've never seen them.
Oh,
I wonder
yeah.
what makes them.
Isn't that amazing? It's probably one of my favorite parts when I saw this was like, whoa. Very light. And I'm just building up. Just and then I'll come back in with my purple here. And let's see. kind of a purple, but I'm gonna knock it back with the blue. Okay. There we go. Okay. It's a little bit dark in here. Back with my pink. Pressing just a little harder. I'll come back over that. Back and forth, back and forth. Hi, Molly. Okay. Oof, that is bright. Okay. Light orange, just blending. Kind of coming back in here with a little bit of orange. Okay. Just to reestablish where my box is, just so you can see. Okay. Let's get some, I'll take a picture and then let's start in on some snow.
I was just trying to do the snow now. It didn't look right.
Oh, good, Nina. What paper are you using today? Hey. Hey, Tinker. Hi. I would go in and that light blue, I would do, or the blue where your trees, it's the same value. So I'd lighten up either your tree or the mountain, just to separate those two a little bit. I would say the mountain. Okay. Yeah. So I would carve out the trees with just a little bit of the lighter blue. Hey, Molly. Yes. Oh, that's okay, Nina. Not a problem. Okay, let's get into the snow. Okay. Oh, nice, Mira. Good. Very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what you can do, if anything, like critiquing wise, you've masked in everything. You're getting, you're blending. It's looking great. So now, if you would like, maybe carving in a little bit of those trees and kind of showing a little bit more of a character to that. That's up to you. And then you can also, just the same thing as we're going to lighten that mountain range here in the center, right here. So we're going to set that back. So you would just probably add a little bit more lighter blue with our snow, and that's going to look great. So good job.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Woo, yes, much better, Tashwini. That's much, much better. Very nice blending up in the sky. Good. Beautiful. Okay. Let's get to, okay, here we go. This is the tricky part because we always want to do our painting, our snow, white. Very rarely do we ever do white. So keep that in mind. It's going to be, it's in the evening, right? The sun's going down. We've almost got a cast shadow of that pink down on our mountain top, right? So I'm going to be looking to a pink, a pale pink or a peach for my snow.
Because I was doing light, very light blue, but maybe pink is better. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can do light blue too. It's not going to be, I mean,
you're right, it's more pink.
But when we're thinking what's in the sky, it's just like when we're looking at water, right? What is reflecting and what we see. So maybe like a pale, pink or purple, and we'll just kind of test it out and see what looks right. Because it is, and it might be a layering where we're going to have blue and some pink together to create that glow piece of it.
And what about, the two mountains on the right and the left that are forward, that are darker?
Yeah,
do we do the snow a different color there? Or?
We would. We would probably do a darker, maybe even a darker blue, and then set this maybe with a pale purple or pink with the snow. Because it's actually closer to the sun, right? The sun's setting, and we know that snow reflects. And so you can just think of that purple, pinky color up above down onto that snow with a little bit of blue over it. So it's not going to be just one color, and it's going to be a mix. And so I'm just going to add in here. This is like a muted purple, but it might be a little too light, but that's okay. I haven't painted this either, so we're experimenting together. It's kind of fun. Okay. Let's see here. That's pretty light. I think that's too light. Whoops. And there we go. That's nice over that pink. Okay. I'm letting some of that purple show through too. And then this is a blue. And I might want a lighter blue. Let's see. Looks the same. I'm just bringing it lightly. The mountain is coming down like this in like a bowl shaped. And so I'm taking my pastel and actually bringing it down in the direction of the mountain. Really think about that as you're putting this. And I'm going to go just a little darker because we're going down farther, meeting at the base to the next mountain range. So I'm just going to blend just a little darker blue, a shade darker down into here. And then coming forward, we're going to go a shade darker for the snow, drifting it right over light. And it's going to be the same idea, right? As we get down into this mountain, it's going to go even darker. So we'll drift some darker blue over that light white. Oops. I'm going to have to wipe my hands here. Oof. Now, another way that you can do snow is you can also press hard, like make directional marks on your painting. So you can go like this with the side of your pastel. And so you're just saying, okay, the snow's like this, it's coming over here, and you're just marking areas more in an abstract way. There's lots of different ways. Okay, Molly, leave that alone. Yeah, thank you, Molly. You're a good helper. Good grief. So we've got, you know, marks where we can go like this, right? And we can show direction like that. And I'll take a picture and show you what I'm talking about. So these are different ways to do mark making. So you can see to the left, I did strokes indicating where the snow is, and then to the mountain range in the back, I did very soft light touches without using a hard stroke. You can't go wrong. It's what you prefer. Okay. Boo. Here you go.
Marie, could you send a picture of the sticks you used for your snow?
Sure. I'll line them up here. And then I also blended some of these. Yeah, good. Good, Mira. So now we're going to take just a little bit darker blue to the side of your light blue,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And we'll add it onto the mountain range just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, Janet, that looks great. Good. I love your sky. That's beautiful. Very nice. Ooh, Jeannie. Look at those mountains. So just thinking about like the side of your mountain, right? Just like the side of your tree, where is the sun hitting? Well, it's setting. So you're going to have a backlit. So thinking about if you have the light shining from the back, what is going to be lighter and what's going to be darker. We also are looking at, we're setting the mountain range to the back, right? And then the second set is coming forward a little bit. So also even in those peaks. So it's not looking flat, like I haven't added on to this peak here, even in the back. What I'm talking about is texture and saying, okay, this has a little bit more of a glow. How do I do that? Well, right here, you've got the glow of the sun coming right through that peak.
Ah.
And even right along this edge here. Okay. So see how that automatically changes? Nice, Cindy. Good. Yeah. I like that bright yellow along the ridge right into here. We've got that really bright.
Yeah, I needed that because I was losing the mountains.
Yes. Yep. That's perfect. Nope. Wrong one. And so I can see here, the values are fairly close on this edge of this mountain. So I'm going to need to bring in and darken just a little bit on that edge. Okay. And even like right here. Not doing a dark blue, I'm actually bringing in my light purple because I still want this to be pushed back. Bring back that. This is also opportunity where you can come in and kind of work those edges, those bringing back in your mountain and you know, bringing in those darker colors and kind of dragging over what you did for the snow. So create a little directional. And I know like we have this peak in the back. I'm just coming in with my pastel here.
Maria, I've lost my way in the mountains.
Okay.
I sent a picture over. I wonder if you can help me. Help me find
Yes.
a way out.
Okay. So what we want to do is come in with some of your darker blue that you have on the right hand side down where your trees are, that blue, that like lighter blue. Bring some of that back up into this area up in here.
Okay.
And if you can, if you have like a brush or like a fan brush or something, you can tap some of that pastel off. Yeah. But it's not as bad as you think it is, really. This is good because, right, this is like, it's like, how do I do this? It's a back and forth. And you can see that. So I would, dust a little bit off, put some blue over it, and then take your like a lighter blue and just kind of drift over the top of it a little. And then on the left-hand side, I love it. I love that purple and the blue. So even like taking some of that purple that you have on the left-hand side and bring it up over on the right-hand side, because that will connect. It will make the piece, we want to use the color everywhere. So I would do that.
Okay, cool.
Take
Thank
some
you very much.
blue and purple. Yeah. Good job on the trees down below. These are looking great. How are you liking that black You are, Cindy. You liking it?
I sort of like it, but I feel like it, in some cases, it was so dark, I was having trouble kind of figuring out
Yeah, you're
what
doing
color
like,
I should use because it wasn't you know what I mean? Like it
I
showed up
do.
so much.
It's
I
almost
thought it
like
wouldn't be dark enough.
yep, like you're doing like a negative painting right from the get-go.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
so I have to learn to rethink that. But
Yeah. I think you've done great.
thank you.
Yeah, really. I kind of want to get, before class comes to a end, to go into the sky piece here. Send over your pictures so I can look at if you guys have any questions. But I would like to see at the very top where that real bright pink swirly, it's like a light, how I would do that. I've got a hard pastel, and I'd be taking the edge, just pretty close to that color, like a bright pink. Using a new pastel and just pressing hard and then light. So it'd be pressing down hard and then light, pressing down hard and then light, and just as I'm moving along, pressing down hard and then coming out, letting it drift like this, and coming like that. I'll send over, this is a new pastel. And we've got some of this really bright pink right in here. And some right down over here. Pressing hard and then blending out. This kind of unifies the painting too, bringing that color down in here. So this is, I can show you properly. So see how I used it up in the sky?
How did you do that? Because it looks like solid, you know, like these clouds that are solid.
Yeah. So you take that new pastel and so you're taking it and you're doing the pressure on it. Just you take it and you press on the edge and you make a thin line and then you bring it down into a thicker line and then up to a thinner line and then down, and you're varying the pressure as you move that pastel. Try it on the side of your paper.
Okay.
It's so fun. And you can just like It's amazing the effects it can do on this paper. And making it
This is only with hard pastel, right?
Yeah, I find it the easiest to do with the hard pastel, unless you can have like a semi-hard and you can use the edge. Even like Terry Ludwig would be okay, but for this technique, I would, you know, if you have new pastel in the color, but most definitely. Let's see here. Yeah. And you can just kind of sometimes pastel mat will have lines in it or texture, and sometimes I think it must be from how it came off the press. But, and now what I'm doing is I'm seeing these lines where it's darker purple, right underneath where that sun is hitting the top of that sky. So these are just the details that I'm coming in, and it's going to pop those brights forward. So still very, very light. Might come back in with my pink here. Kind of comes down. One of the nice things about the new pastel for sky is you can blend almost like a brush, and then they glaze over the other color. It's just not something you can get with rubbing your finger together. Just and I can spend a lot of time on this. So it's all in how detailed you want to be, and okay. Yeah, Jeannie, that looks great. Yeah, I like that purple down, what you did down below where the trees, that looks great. And you've added more definition to your mountains. Good, very good. So now you can just pop some pinks on those real far back peaks if you'd like. That would look really nice. Yeah. How did you do, Will?
I'm getting there.
Mountains are tricky.
Yeah.
They are. They are tricky. It's very easy to do too much too fast, and I'm definitely one of them. Okay. I wanted to show you up here in the, I took some more pink to blend. Hey, I know. I did not pay much attention to the trees down below, because obviously today is more about the sky, but yeah, you can add more if you'd like. Yeah, there you go, Mira. Good. So darker blue on the right hand side here.
Okay.
And over here.
Okay.
So even a value darker to set that center range, we want to move it back. Yes. Woo! Same with you, Cindy, just a little bit darker on the right-hand side, but that looks beautiful. Yeah, I love your sky. Woo, Nina, nice. Yeah. Good. Good. You can bring your yellow down even a little farther into that valley, Nina. That yellow. Really push it right up against your mountain to define the mountain piece. That's beautiful. You guys are doing so good. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Hi, Molly. You want to say hi? Do you want me to take a picture of you? Oh.
Yes, yes.
Are you talking? Are you talking? I think the other day she said mama. Did you say mama? Yes. Did you say mama? Oh, I know. Brothers are gone right now. She doesn't know what to do with herself. She just finished her dog obedience training. You did, didn't you? But you're not really showing very good manners right now, are you? Oh, I know. Hi. Hi. Can you say hi to everyone, Molly? Can you say hi?
Hi, Molly.
Molly. Molly.
Hi, Molly. Oh, she's big now.
You're so
Can you say
gorgeous.
hi? Can you say hi? Yeah.
So
Oh.
how does dog saliva mix with pastel?
Good grief. This dog, I swear. I normally try to, I don't know, have her sleep outside the studio area, but she kind of like goes nuts and wants to be in here with me. So I figure, what the heck? You can be in here. I try to keep her away from the pastel. Yeah. It's not good to ingest.
Yeah.
No.
So most everything in here is dog proofed, I guess. Okay, let me see what. Yes, keep sending in your. Good, Will, that looks great. I'm just seeing, see how that looks much better?
Pulled
Yeah.
it back, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. And I definitely add some of that purple over into your, or that red magenta purple if you want. I like that. And your sky looks good.
Stopped halfway up the sky to move on to the mountain.
Yeah.
I've still got to finish.
Oh yeah, there's a lot to this painting. I'm trying not, and I hope I'm not going too fast. Woo, Janet, look at that. Don't you just love the oranges and the pinks and the blues? It's really pretty. Good, very nice. Oh, wow.
What I'm doing on my mountain.
You what, Janet?
I'm not quite sure what I'm doing on my mountain.
Okay. In specific, I think it looks good. I think that you've created, like, so see the left-hand side of your painting where it's just that value darker in the blue, and then you have the lighter blue right next to it. So it's kind of pushing that peak. If you can carry some of that lighter blue over just a little bit to the right, or even a lighter pink. But I think you've done a really good job of pushing that mountain range into the back and receding. So what part do you want specifically help on?
I don't know. I'm just wondering if it looks like a mountain.
Oh gosh, yes. Yes, you have created a mountain. And I believe we've got mountain scenes coming up in July. So we're going to really be focusing on this. So I'll make sure that I bring in some snow mountains and how to work on that, because they're tricky. You guys have mastered the skies. we're already moving on to mountains. Natalia, that's beautiful. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love your sky. Wow.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I still have to work on the trees, or I don't have a dark enough color, kind of.
What did you use for, is that the tone of your paper for the mountain?
No, I have wine pastel matte.
Okay.
And the navy blue, but it's not that, I mean, something is off with the trees. I don't know how to save it. Like,
yeah, you need them a little darker.
Yeah, and I don't maroon would work, or too warm, or
no. If you have some purple, you can take some dark purple over it, over your blue trees to darken them. Even if you have like brown, I don't know if you have any dark brown. You can run some dark brown over, or even like a dark red. That, I mean, because you're going to be blending that red over that blue, which is going to create a dark purple. So try some of that on the side of your paper or on one of the trees and see which one works best to darken it. If anything, Natalia, you can always lighten the mountain behind the trees, and that will automatically darken your trees.
Yeah. I was kind of trying to do that, but not good enough yet.
Yeah. Oh, good, Linda. That's beautiful. Very nice. Great.
Thanks. Also working on the sky.
Look, yes. Yeah. Good blending. Really good blending. Yep. And this is where you get to add those final colors, right, onto the mountain, the pinks or the purples that come and bounce off your snow. That's what I'm thinking. And so nice. You guys did such a good job. And I do need to, I've got like this dark red Natalia. I was thinking wine almost color, but that's too, of putting it in my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of working, but.
Is it?
Yeah, okay. Maybe we'll try a few more trees and then tell you.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I didn't do a whole lot down on the bottom here or focus on that because we were doing the sky. So, you know, it's kind of working those deeper, darker values. And I realize that there's some colors I just don't have that can get it real dark. So that's okay. I generally try not to do black. I mean, you can, but I'm kind of partial to that. I'm going to bring this tree up here a little bit so I don't have the soldiers. And it is going back and forth. Back and forth, and then
I'm putting a really dark purple on my trees now. I just sent a picture and I like the way they're.
That's great. Great idea.
This is I can send you all a picture. It looks black. It looks brown or black almost. the stick.
Oh, that's nice. That's what I'm looking at for. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, they didn't look, the
Yes.
glue looked kind of fake, or I don't know, it didn't look great.
Yes. That's great. I love that. It's like a eggplant, I think, right? Don't they call that the eggplant color?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Perfect. And see how much it's pushed everything back. And then look at your light purple down below. It's now you can come in and just create that like between the trees, the boughs. You know, oh yeah. Yes, Jeannie. Very nice. Yeah, I like that purple down in there with a little bit of the red in it. Yeah. Good. Okay. Does everyone want to send over anything they want me to look at? Oh, yeah. There you go, Natalia. Yep. But the red navy is kind of, yeah, I think it's working too. That's beautiful. Yeah. Good. And really, I will say because you guys have really made it pretty much to the end of the, I mean, all of them are beautiful. If you want to continue on, this is the next thing I would say is now look at at the picture here, look at where these trees are. And then you can come right in on these edges and add your bright snow and carve out the tree, right? And then move into the darker color down below, and that's really gonna just show the gradation too. Okay, Molly, no, stop. You see what I'm talking about? I'll take a picture and show you.
Marie, what should the foreground, so below the trees, should that be lighter than the trees? Yeah.
Yes. Yes, you can, so down here, I just started adding some color. Come here. And you can leave it dark too, right? You don't have to add any color down below. You can just have the focus of the sky and the top of the mountains, really. I wouldn't add too much color down below because it's going to start competing with our focal point. So that's just my word of advice right now is I wouldn't do too much down in the foreground, just a little bit, just subtle, not a big value shift in color. You can add a little bit, but not too much. Nice, Cindy. Woo, I love the trees. Do you like it? Good, Sandra. Only thing I would say, off to the left, you see your mountain kind of curving like a ball. I would just take a little bit of the lighter purple and kind of push over that, or even the darker, either way, just to take away.
Yes, it's darker, maybe make
Yeah.
it more angular, right?
Yeah. Beautiful blending. Oh, Jeannie, look at the sky. Woo! Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, Julia. Good. I love it. Good job. And I like how you added that color into the back of the peaks. See how that glows? It's really beautiful. Really, really beautiful.
I am struggling with those mountains. They just look like large lumps.
It's okay. I think you're doing great. I think it looks beautiful.
Sandra, is that a cat in the lower left-hand corner?
We didn't see one.
It's just.
Does it look like? Oh, it does look like a little kitty cat.
Of course, Sandra would play the cat.
It does.
Oh yes, it does, doesn't it? It was just some squiggles.
That's your little signature. Good job, everyone. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I'm gonna sign off and get ready. I got another class to jump into here, but just to remind you all, next month, I'm going to do class next Sunday. I know that's Easter for us here, but I am gonna do class for those that can join. And for those who can't, of course, it will be recorded, so you can jump on at any other time. And we're going to start in on the marshes, streams, and learning how to deal with the grasses and the water, the reflections, and of course, what we've been learning, blending. So I really want to still work on that, that piece of it. So yeah, I'm excited. Good job, everyone. Really proud of you.
Thank you, Marie.
Yeah, thank you.
Very much. Cheers.
All
Have a good
right.
week.
Have a good week, you guys.
Thank
You too.
Bye.
Bye.